Hello viewers, if you are new to the channel, please hit the like and subscribe button and share it with your friends. Also, click on the bell icon so that you get the latest information about the videos that are uploaded. Hello students, welcome back to the new video. In this video, we are going to continue the ongoing chapter number 11, Transportation in Animals and Plants. In today's session, we will discuss about the composition of blood. Friends, in the previous session, we have learned that blood is a connective tissue. Today, we will discuss about the composition of blood. That is, what does the blood actually contain? What are the components of which the blood is made up of? So, blood is a mixture of liquid and cells. See, blood has two main components. One, the liquid component called blood plasma, and the solid component which includes blood cells and the cell fragments. So, what does blood contains? Blood contains two important parts. One is the liquid part. That liquid part is known as blood plasma. So, the liquid or the fluid part of the blood is known as blood plasma, and the solid part contains blood cells and cell fragments. So, we can see that the blood contains one liquid part, and in that there are suspended solid particles called blood cells and cell fragments. See, all these components of the blood play an important role in our body. So, let us study one by one. Now, let us discuss about plasma. Plasma is the fluid part of the blood. So, fluid part of the blood is called as plasma. It is pale yellow in color and consists of 90% water. So, plasma is pale yellow in color and it consists of 90% water. Then what is the 10% contain? The rest 10% consists of proteins, ions such as potassium, sodium and calcium, nutrients, dissolved gases, metabolic waste like urea and uric acid. So, plasma contains 90% water and the rest 10% consists of proteins and calcium, sodium, potassium. All these are the mineral ions which are very essential for the body. So, that also is present in the plasma. Then it contains the nutrients, dissolved gases, and also it contains the metabolic waste like urea and uric acid. Now, let us discuss about blood cells. There are three types of blood cells. One is red blood cells or RBC. Second is white blood cells or WBC, and blood platelets. All these three blood cells play an important role in our body. So, let us study about each of these cells one by one. Now, let us discuss about the red blood cells. The red blood cells or RBCs are the specialized cells that transport oxygen and carbon dioxide to different parts of the body. So, their main function is to carry oxygen and carbon dioxide to different parts of the body. These RBCs contain a pigment called hemoglobin which gives the red color to blood. So, you know that human blood is red in color. And how does the blood get its color? Because of the presence of a red pigment called hemoglobin. So, hemoglobin is the red pigment that gives red color to human blood. Hemoglobin combines with oxygen and forms oxyhemoglobin, which is then carried to different cells of the body. So, hemoglobin combines with oxygen and form oxyhemoglobin. So, how does the oxygen get carried to different cells of the body? In the form of oxyhemoglobin. Now, let us discuss about white blood cells or WBC. See, the white blood cells are fewer in number and larger in size compared to the red blood cells. They are bigger in size but less in number, because RBC or red blood cells are more in number but their size is smaller. But white blood cells are bigger in size but less in number. They are colorless and make up less than 10% of the total cells in the blood. White blood cells do not contain any pigment, so they are colorless. And they make up only 10% of the total cells in the blood because they are less in number. Now let us see what is the function of WBC. They protect the body against diseases by destroying the germs that enter the body. The WBC is compared with the soldiers. Do you know why? Because they protect the body against the diseases by destroying the germs that enter in our body. How do they do that work? They produce certain antibodies and safeguard the body against the infection. You know what is antibody? Antibody is a protective protein that is produced by the white blood cells to fight against the diseases. So we can say that white blood cells of our body work like a soldier. Now let us discuss about blood platelets. Blood platelets are the smallest of all cells and are colorless. See, in the blood platelet there are no pigments, so they are colorless, and they are the smallest of all the three cells. They are tiny cell fragments that help the blood to form clots. So platelets help the blood to form clots whenever there is a wound. See, whenever there is a wound, the platelets join together at the wound site, forming a natural bandage and prevent further blood loss. So what is the main function of this blood platelets? Whenever there is a wound, these platelets join together and form a natural bandage. This natural bandage we call it as clot. And this clot prevent the further loss of blood. So we can define the clot as a sticky mass that is formed when the blood dries up, that prevents further bleeding. So at the wound site, the mass, that is when the blood dries up, a mass is formed which prevent the further loss of blood, that is called as clot. Now let us understand little bit about blood group. There are four main types of blood groups. They are A, B, AB and O. See, there are four blood groups. It can be either blood A, B, AB or O. And these blood groups can be either positive or negative. This positive or negative is based on the RH factor. See children, what is RH factor and what is blood transfusion, all this in detail you will learn in the higher classes. Every person has a specific blood type. So you also must know your own blood group. If you have not got it checked, please do it. One must know the own blood group and also the blood group of family members. It will be very useful at the time of emergency. Friends, now you know the importance of blood. Inside our body, where does this blood cells are produced? In human body, the new blood cells are formed in the bone marrow found in the long bones of thigh and arm bones. So, where is the blood cells produced? Inside the bone marrow. Bone marrow is the soft jelly-like substances which is present inside our bone. So, inside this bone marrow, blood cells are produced. Okay, in which bones? That too in the long bones such as thigh and arm bones. Now, in some cases, these blood cells are not produced in the proper way. So it produces or it creates a condition. That condition is known as anemia. So anemia is a condition that develops when blood lacks enough healthy RBCs and hemoglobin. So anemia is caused due to the lack of RBCs and hemoglobin. That means proper blood cells are not produced in our body. Now, what is the effect of this anemic condition or anemia? This results in less oxygen being supplied to the cells, which causes weakness and fatigue in person. You know the function of RBCs. RBCs carry oxygen to all cells of the body. So enough RBC and hemoglobin are not present in our body, then all the cells will not get the enough oxygen, which will result in the weakness and fatigue, that is tiredness in the person. How can we treat this condition? This can be treated by having a balanced diet that includes iron-rich foods such as leafy vegetables and fruits. So this anemic condition can be treated very effectively just by taking a balanced diet. So students, I hope you have understood all the topics very well. But still, if you have any doubt, you can write in the comment section. I will surely try to solve it as early as possible. Here are some review questions. Please solve it in your notebook. Thank you.